Hi, I'm Timothy Zahn, author of Thrawn, and you're listening to the Escape Podcast. This episode was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Podcast.
Conquest 7 has begun.
And it's gone.
Conquest 7 is back.
And are we having any fun with it?
The CG devs have been on damage control.
The Executor's buff has manifested itself in fleet shards and GAC.
Just how exactly has it performed?
Well, I found out exactly how it does just this past round.
Who is our special guest this week, Paul?
Well, who did you get for us, Neil? It's your week.
I wasn't able to get someone then.
Well, then do you know what that means?
Oh, God, no. Oh, no, not him.
Thaddeus from Going Nerdy joins us for our incoming transmission.
Anyone but him.
And Patreon's choice on the bridge.
Fine. All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm glad it's Friday.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're recording our show. That means it's the end of the week.
It's the end of the week. Yes, it is. The week is over. And what an interesting week it's been.
Oh my gosh. It's on again, it's off again. It was like J-Lo and Ben Affleck all over again.
It was Ross and Rachel from Friends.
Ross and Rachel from Friends, exactly. They were on a break.
Yeah, exactly. CG were on a break.
Neil, how have you been enjoying post-nerf GAC?
I mean, it hasn't. In my GAC, I haven't really seen much effect. I really haven't seen that much effect. The only, I mean, I saw some mild difference in Squad Arena because I was using Watt with JML. But that was literally only after the first day. After that, I haven't been getting knocked out of the top 50 as much. So I think it was just I think it was just a flutter. I don't think it was anything to do with the nerf. And with respect to GAC, not really that much difference for me. My Vader was only Relic 4 anyway. And I haven't needed to use my Vader in an off-meta counter yet, because the Vader off-meta counter only really worked in 5v5. So I think the proof in the pudding with respect to the nerfs is going to be definitely more visible with 5v5, not so much with 3v3. A lot of people have been keeping their GLs for offense anyway, what with all the worry. But in my experience, I really haven't experienced any difference whatsoever, to be perfectly honest. So it's not affected me.
For me, I think one of the reasons that you haven't been knocked out of the top 50 is we actually are seeing people leave. I have seen more departures in this game since Executor came out than really than I have in the past. It's starting to get a little bit worrisome, if you ask me, because we saw the retirement of one of the content creators, or maybe it's two that have left the game that you cover on GA Center. I know Lazy Turtle, who we tried to get on the show, but wasn't there an additional one that left?
Not to my knowledge, no.
I mean, we almost lost Geek Girl. I know that for a fact. Helenix is in the chat. He can possibly tell us what he's seen from the United Without Limits group.
We've
seen a lot of people speaking out on, and I know it's a hive of scum and villainy to go on Reddit, but I've seen more love letters or love lost letters, if you will, since in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, but the thing is, we always get these ebbs and flows. We always get people leaving because, in their opinion, CG has done something outrageous, and compound the Lord Vader requirements with the Executor requirements, and then the requirements in order to get the maximum reward crate in Conquest. And there's a chunk of people, because there's a chunk of people that have left for one, if not two or all three of those reasons. I think now that those things are done and dusted and they're out of the way, especially with the buff that the Executor got, people will be, things will calm down. I do think things will calm down, but yeah, there are always reasons why people leave, and things like this come up, and people will leave for certain reasons, and the Lord Vader, the Executor requirements, and then obviously what happened with Conquest kind of was a tipping point for some people. So it sucks when you lose veteran players, that's for sure. Really, really does suck when you lose veteran players. And what happened over the past several weeks is no different from previous occasions.
A quick thank you to Lego94, who is subscribing for the first time, I believe. Subscribed at 1 month. Thank you very much, Lego94, for your subscription to the Escape Podcast.
Hello, Governor.
Especially because right now, Neil, on Twitch, when we're doing the show live, it is September. So anybody who wants to gift subs, it's discounted. For those who want to subscribe for the first time, it's discounted. So
yay for us.
Yay. Well, yay for all Twitch creators. Yay for our friends, RSG,
yay
Scribe.
Yay for content creators.
Everybody that's doing it. It was fun to, and I guess this is the point where I kind of, jump back a little bit in what we were discussing. I faced, or I had my Executor on defense, and it held. It was the only thing that held. And so I decided, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? To go live with my attack. I was like,
it was round
I haven't
one.
played on Twitch. I haven't publicly played on Twitch in a long time. I might as well, be like, surprise, I'm still alive doing GAC. And it was an interesting front line. Do you remember what was on the front line there?
No, but I mean, you had it. It was trash.
Yeah.
I remember it being pretty much trash. Gear 11s and 12s.
Gear
no
11s,
real relics.
12s, maybe a relic or two. But yeah, I mean, it was absolute trash. But why don't you tell you saw what was on the back there?
I didn't. No. I didn't see the end. Remember?
Oh, you didn't get to see the end?
I didn't see the end. I only saw the start. I only saw you. I only saw you on the front wall.
Oh, there was a glow cat with cam.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I had to face a GL Kenobi that had a maxed out Commander Ahsoka Tano and Cam and Ki-Adi-Mundi. I took it out, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
I took it out with Slacker, GBA, and Soldier. So I had the most fun that I've had in a long, long time.
Yeah. No, I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people cheesing that with. Well, I say a lot of people. Everybody's been cheesing that with Slacker. Most of the people I've seen cheesing it have been doing it with Zombie and is it Initiate?
It's Zombie Initiate.
Zombie and Initiate. Yeah, because obviously she's.
I've also seen Daka.
Yeah, she. Well, the thing that Initiate, because Initiate stealths off basic, she ain't going to take any hits. So the reason why people are going in with Initiate is so they can maximize banners. They're obviously trying to get as many banners as possible. You could put something else in there, but if at the end of the battle you've lost them, you've lost 2 banners. So I've seen most of the high-end competitive gackers taking out the Kenobi 3-man team with just that, with the Zombie and with Initiate. Because obviously then they just keep, it's just a Zombie over and over and over and over and over and over again. With a couple of dodgy periods in there where Slacker's being gone for.
Wolf says the problem is that you can improve your roster, but if it's not the way that CG wants you to, you could actually be not improving and be worse off.
Yeah, and there is that. Yeah, absolutely.
So I essentially, with my 2 GLs, I'm waiting until it's along the lines of something that I did. And it happened in a way because of the Executor. I love my bounty hunters. I pumped up my bounty hunters because it made me happy. And because I had done that, and because I love ships, I'm on a crystal surplus right now. I used to pick up $20 every 2 weeks, every payday, throw $20 in, grab some, get for my energy refreshes and things like that. I no longer need to do that. I am getting 1s and 2s, sharing it with the shard mate. But
I'm still getting them. I'm still getting that, despite there being an Executor in my arena shard. It's not 7 stars. So the Executor that's in my fleet shard on my main account isn't 7 stars. It's only 4 stars. So obviously it's 4. So it's very, very easy to beat. The buff to Negotiator. Whew, yeah, that buff to Negotiator. It's definitely made it a lot harder. I mean, I know of one comp that works against it. I just haven't had the opportunity to test it yet, and that is Malevolence, obviously Separatists, but with the Ebon Hawk. I have seen it work. I just haven't had the ability to test it myself yet. So I'm working on.
Explain this for those who might want to try. What's the strategy itself?
Oh well, you bring the Ebon Hawk in. You bring the Ebon Hawk in for the buff immunity and the debuffing, and the buffs on your team, so that you can take out the Houndstooth. Taking out the Houndstooth is still the be all and end all of beating that Executor. The faster you can take out the faster you can take out the Houndstooth, the faster you can beat that team. So, and that, it does work. I have seen it work. I've seen 2 people use it. It does work. But, and it's a very important but, RNG. It is very RNG dependent because you don't always land the buff immunities. And if you don't land the buff immunities on the Houndstooth so that you can take him out, it does not work. It's as simple as that. It's no different from a standard Malevolence fleet going against a Galactic Republic fleet. If you do not land that first hit from the primary Vulture droid on Anakin, if you do not get the buff immunity on it, when you drop the buzz droids on it, the RNG comes into play, and you can potentially lose. It's no different than the Executor match. So I still don't have any issues hitting 4, 5, and 6 stars. But like I said, ever since the buff, I have not had the opportunity yet to hit 7. But I know I can still take out 4, 5s, and 6s.
Well, therein lies the trick. Can it be done? I haven't looked to see what my 4GL opponent has done, but I'm not going to get Kyber, so I actually messaged them earlier today. Let's see if they actually messaged back. It's kind of like Urza's boss or other B word. Let's see what he did. He ended up putting all 4 GLs on the front line. That's just mean.
He's probably not going to fight.
Really mean. Now,
he's probably not going to fight.
We'll see what he does. I mean, it's been an interesting week, but the fact that I was able to full clear, with the exception of a one shot, with the exception of me, what's the word? Experimenting with a counter. I did just fine. So,
there you go.
So I'm trying to catch up in chat because a lot of people have been chatting here. Al Bundy says, we can't get Crosshair, but we have Cody, who literally tried to kill Space Jesus. I still think Crosshair is coming to the game. My theory for the puzzle that's upcoming, we know that there's a puzzle on the horizon. We don't know when. But my theory is it's either Crosshair or it's Hondo Ohnaka. I think they finally have listened to us to put Hondo in the game.
I don't think they're going to put
it. The only other thing that it could be, and it will be disappointing, honestly, if it is. The only thing that it could be would be the kit for Lord Vader.
Mm-hmm.
We still have yet to see that.
No, I don't. I mean, we're not getting Crosshair.
You don't think we're getting Crosshair?
No, we're not getting a Crosshair. Omega was Crosshair. Omega was Crosshair. And instead of getting Crosshair, we got Omega. So we're not getting Crosshair.
Why do you say that? I'd have to look back at her kit, but
yeah, no, I just don't think that we're getting Crosshair. I think that we got her. I think at the start, I think that the CG developers before the season, before Bad Batch even started, had 5 Bad Batch pretty much on the back burner, ready to rock and roll. And then the show came out, and Crosshair's not part of it, but Crosshair isn't part of the Bad Batch after a certain period of time, but Omega is, and they're like, crap, okay, we're going to need to tweak this, and that's why she was the last one to come.
What if we did get Crosshair and we got him with a tag, like Al Bundy says in the chat, both Empire Imperial Trooper and Bad Batch?
I just don't think it's not something I think is going to happen. I think the only new thing that we're going to get coming to the game over the next few months is over the between now and when Lord Vader comes out. I genuinely don't think that we're going to get anything other than obviously Maul, but Maul isn't going to be available for at least 3 months for most people.
2.5. 2.5.
And then obviously if they do packs, then yeah, it'll be a little bit faster. I think that we'll get another bounty hunter ship, fingers crossed. It's Punishing Wand, it's Dengar's. Or they might throw us for a loop and give us Greedo's ship, which would then, make people spend in order to make Greedo a relic character so that his ship was good and fast. Because obviously everybody's already beefed the crap out of...
What was Greedo's ship?
Off the top of my head.
I can't think of it.
I can't tell you off the top of my head what it was. But I think that, CG want everybody putting as much money and as much resources into Lord Vader as possible. So I don't think we're going to see any new characters until after Lord Vader has come. And then it's going to be all about Lord Vader, and it's going to be about Maul, and then we'll be in the run-up to Christmas and the anniversary of the game. And at that point, then they'll start thinking about what we're going to get. And I don't think that we'll be getting anything until we get the marquee characters from the Book of Boba. As soon as the Book of Boba hits and we start seeing some episodes and we get some characters, then we'll get 5 marquees, and the Boba from the Book of Boba will be a legendary event, and that'll be at the beginning of next year. That's just the way I see it. I don't think CG want people diverting their funds to anything other than Executor and Lord Vader right now.
So, to answer the question, Greedo's ship is a Corsair, an Incom Corsair named the Manka Hunter.
I still think it'll be the Punishing One, but it.
I mean, we had to take Dengar to Relic 5 for this darn ship.
Exactly. That's why I think, if they do anything other than Punishing One, there'll be a lot of backlash. There would be a huge amount of backlash.
It's a Jumpmaster, right? The Punishing One ship is a Jumpmaster. Yeah, Jumpmaster 5000.
Yeah, I'm not sure what class of... I only know off the top of my head, what Slave 1 is. It's a fire spray class.
Yeah. Fire spray class for that. Oh, man. I'm trying to... I play X-Wing miniatures, and you can play Scum and Villainy in the X-Wing miniatures. So I used to know all the ships. Bosca's ship is something, not YT, but it's something HT 666. You've got the fire sprays, you've got the jump masters, but I am just excited for ships overall. But one thing that you can't use ships in still is Conquest. And we're going to talk about all the Conquest drama coming up in just a moment. Enjoy the new stinger, guys. You're listening to the Escape Podcast. HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/The Escape Podcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyBeads, #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
The Escape Pod cast.
And we're back, ladies and gents. There's a lot of talk going on in chat.
I'm having a lot of fun in chat right now. Everybody's talking about how possibly in season 3 we'll get Mara Jade. And
no, we're not going to get
Scarlett Johansson is Mara Jade.
Yeah, no. If Mara Jade comes to the show, it'll be in the Book of Boba. It's not going to be in the Mandalorian. It'll be in the Book of Boba.
And then Brie Larson's going to play Mara Jade. So I chimed in. Kathleen Kennedy herself will be playing Mara Jade.
No, Brie Larson would make a good Doc Afra.
I agree,
because she's got that resting bitch face down to an absolute T, just like the character that she played in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. All right, so unfortunately, we didn't get the soundbite that we wanted for this, but Conquest 7 with Maul started on Monday. I think it was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then was sadly taken right back down due to the fact we weren't getting the proper amount of Conquest currency. We weren't, some feats were not apparently counting right. And there have been some issues in the later phases with some of those individual fight feats. So they took it down, and they did give it to us right back 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
So a false start, back up 5 yards.
First
next down.
Yeah, another first down. We'll see.
Repeat first down.
Repeat first down.
I'm excited college football's back, but that's just me. American football for you, Neil. Just so you don't, get confused.
Yeah, sports ball.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. Yeah. I have no interest in American football. You can keep your American football. I'm not interested.
That's fine. More for me.
Yeah, more for you.
And it all comes full circle when they have an issue, they fix the issue, and people get upset. I'd rather a dev give a crap than just let something stay out broken.
I'd like. Here's the thing. There was we have a saying in the army. Bullshit baffles brains. Right now, obviously there was an issue with Conquest when it went live, and people were like, "Why is it bugged? Why have we got these issues? Why?" And it was half the posts on the mega thread on the forum. In my opinion, they should just let us have it, because nobody's going to understand it. But at least they can say, well, you wanted to know why we had this bug and this bug and this bug. Well, the script was wrong with this, and the code didn't work with that, and this bit of code didn't work with that, and this bit of script didn't work with that, and that's why it didn't work. And then people would be like, okay. People wouldn't be mad anymore. If CG just gave the technical readout for the battle station, and it's like, oh, okay, we got it. I don't quite understand what I'm looking at. I can see that it's a big sphere. It's a hologram. I don't quite, it's the Death Star, so just give the technical readout. And then people are like, okay, I get that it's like script, and I get that it's code. I don't understand it, but I get that you're giving me an answer. So this and this and this didn't work when you put it into the game, and you're fixing it. Thanks. There's the answer. And I think that would have been better. I don't know why. I just do. I just think it would have been, it would have been better. Give us the technical readout of the battle station. Like, literally, just baffle people with the technical side of it. It didn't work for reasons X, Y, and Z, as opposed to us not knowing why it didn't work. I mean, I know why it didn't work.
Would you care to enlighten us why it didn't work?
Because you've got to remember that CG does everything on build servers. So that they build it on. They can't build something on the live game servers. They have to build it on an external server, and they've got build servers. That's where the whole Unity upgrade that we got was built. It wasn't built on the live servers. It was built on a build server. When you want to attach things to the live server, you use a build server. And obviously something didn't quite click, and that's why. So that's just the way these things. You try and have contingencies, and you hope that everything works, but every now and then it doesn't. Think about all of the times where they've built something new and they've put it on and it has worked. But, you know, we don't talk about it because it works. we don't.
That's very true.
Look at all of when they did the changes to the, you know, all of the times that they do the changes to the user interface, that would have been done on a build server and then they brought it into the game. Now, a lot of the time, those quality of life changes work and they're not bugged and they don't require any hot fixes, or they don't require what they've brought in to be taken off so that they can fix it and bring it back in again. That's just the way things work. You know, things get built on build servers and then they get brought into the game. That's just the way it is.
It's sad when we have to see so much anger on the forums. You know, we try to keep an eye on the community, or at least I do. Because I want to know what the player sentiment is. But when the player sentiment goes to the extreme, it's troubling to me. And as I was mentioning in the beginning, I have seen more player departures. Now, half the time, I'm going to admit, half the time, I'm like Willy Wonka. No, please come back. But there are ones that really do sting, and it's the people that you know.
Yeah, I don't get concerned with people being angry at all. It gives me.
It's not the anger; it's the leaving.
Oh well, the leaving's part, but you know there is always going to be attrition, and there are always going to be changes to the game that, you know, in certain people's opinions, makes them think, yeah, that's it. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm gone. But let's not forget that sometimes those people come back. Sometimes those people come back. And I don't get concerned with anger. I'm happy to see people angry on the forums. It's because you only get angry if you're passionate and you are invested in something. If nobody was getting angry, I would be more worried about a lack of people getting irate and angry about the game than people getting angry and irate. It would be the other way. It'd be like, if no one's getting angry, the passion is gone, the caring is gone. Yeah. And you're in a downward spiral. But because so many people were angry.
And that's what Doja has said many, many times on the forums. He got in a little. I'll use the thesaurus. I'll use the thesaurus to look up the word kerfuffle. He got in a little bit of a kerfuffle with a forum goer who continually was not. It wasn't that he was angry. It's that he got really disrespectful. So Doja let him have it. And I was extremely happy for Doja in that case. I even responded in that thread is that we need to hire Keegan-Michael Key as his anger translator, because Doja keeps that calm head a lot on the forums, and it's very, very commendable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Buzzsaw puts it quite right. Apathy. If people get apathetic about a game, they are literally a few steps away from just not playing it anymore, because then they don't care. Because you just don't care. An apathetic community will all of a sudden just stop playing.
But remember, we don't win by becoming apathetic. We win by saving what we love. It's a lot of fun when it comes down to conquest. I'm enjoying it. Yes, there have been troubles in the past. Yes, they have a lot of We had a conquest entirely canceled at one point and then had back-to-back conquests. But are you still enjoying conquest?
No, it's a grind.
It's become a grind.
It's a grind. When something is a grind, it's not fun. More energy required, more attempts required. I've done Sector 1, but what makes not completing Sector 1 fun is I have to now go back and do 14 battles with bounty hunters. And that's a grind. You know, I have to take a completely separate faction that would not have got the feats in Sector 1, and I have to take that faction in, and I've got to do 14 battles. 14 battles is a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy.
2 days worth of energy.
Exactly. Now, if I don't have to go back and do that feat, I won't. If I can just get into... I'm not going for box 7 because I know that it's out of my league. I do genuinely believe that it is out of my league. But, you know, I've got a triple digit point play in order for me to still get 6, so I can still get Relic 8 materials. It's all dependent on getting Relic 8 materials. If I get to the end of this 14 days of grinding and I have not got box 6, I'm going to be even more annoyed. But that anger, like it did with challenges, will turn into apathy, and I just won't care, and I just won't do it. I will go on challenges and I'll do it once, and if I can't max it out straight away, I don't care. I give it up. I just don't bother. That is what potentially could happen with Conquest if people aren't able to, even with the grind, get the same reward boxes that they were getting before. So yeah, I'm hopeful that I don't have to go back and do 14 battles with bounty hunters and do a crystal refresh at the end, because it's still going to take me all of the first week and maybe the 8th day and the 9th day just to complete all 5 sectors. And I'm trying to get as many feats as possible. Sector 2 I'm having trouble with because of the Rebel Fighter issue. But I'm ploughing through, the other feats. And the overall feats, oh my god, it's just yeah. So I'm hoping that once I get to the end of Sector 5, I don't have to go through 3, 4, 5, 600 crystals worth of refreshes just to get that 6th box, because then it's like I'm spending 600 crystals to get half the pieces I need for a full Relic 8. At that point it'll be like, yeah, the apathy will kick in. If I can't get my Relic 8s, I'm just not going to bother. Just like challenges, I just won't bother. I'll try it every time they bring it out, and if it's fun or if it's easy, then yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm not demanding easy. I'm just asking for it to not be a grind. And right now, it's still a grind.
Wolfell says they did the opposite with Conquest than what they did in Galactic Challenges. It was fun and made it crap, whereas Galactic Challenges was crap at the start and they made it somewhat better. Yeah. That actually brings me to ask, Neil, are you enjoying Galactic Challenges a little bit better now that it's not gated right at the start? No, because because I'm apathetic. I don't care. I just don't care. I mean, if it's Rebels, great. I know I can take my Rebels in. I can do the first one. Boom. Do I get the max crate? Maybe not. But I'm just doing one battle. They burnt that bridge a long time ago. So I don't care about challenges. It could be fun. I'm not willing to, and I'm not prepared to give challenges a chance because I'm too apathetic for it. I just don't care about it. And I don't care about it because it was poorly conceived, badly implemented,
and they hyped it up to the high heavens, and I was unbelievably excited for challenges. And then they gave it to us, and I was like, are you kidding me? You've hyped this up to this level, and this is what you give us? Forget about it. I'm not interested. I don't care. That was it. Conquest, slightly different kettle of fish.
Now, Conquest itself, some of the feats, if you will, when they release a new character, you get special bonuses for having that character in your group. But at the same time, Neil, that turned a lot of people off. But at the same time, we had that same thing before everything became static.
Mm-hmm.
With the territory battle platoons. They released those platoons and it stayed static from there, but it used to be the days of when, friends in chat, Cascade and Zed and all those people, we were going out there for the good of the guild to get a 7-star character just to platoon it.
Yeah. That happens. It happens in the game. And I hope that it doesn't happen. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. We know that Conquest is going to be there or about roughly the same format that they're doing now for the next 3 months. I mean, they'll do some things around the edges. They'll change bosses. They'll change data cards. That's pretty much a given. That's what they do during these tranches. But what they've put out now is effectively going to be what we are stuck with for the next 3 months, unless there was a huge amount of backlash. And we are not going to know what the backlash for Conquest 7 is until we get to the end of it and everybody realizes what reward chest they're getting. Now, people that were getting 7s, that were getting 6s, that are doing the Crankor, are going to be less perplexed. People that people that are not doing the Crankor, that are just creeping into 7 and 6, if they're pushed out of 7 and 6, that's where the backlash is going to come from. That is where it's going to come from. The intermediate and some of the intermediate players, some of the veteran players, people that have been doing 2, 3, 4, I mean, even myself, people that are not in guilds getting Relic 8 materials from the Crankor, raid. If there is no way for us to get Relic 8 materials, that's where those players, that part of the player base, that's where the biggest backlash is going to come from, because they keep bringing these things into the game, Executor, Lord Vader, that require Relic 8. How can people be expected to invest in characters that they need to Relic 8 if they're not getting Relic 8? Even people that spend aren't going to be happy if they're not in a guild that is that's doing the Crankor. They'll be like, why am I spending money on my roster in a game if you are going to take away from me one of the only avenues where I can get Relic 8 material? And I think if we get to the end of Conquest, like I said, I think if we get to the end of Conquest 7, and people that were getting Relic 8 material rewards from Conquest are no longer getting it, that's where the biggest part of the backlash is. And there's going to be a subset of that community that will then be like, well, screw this game, forget it. I will take the 20, 30, 40 bucks I spend a month and spend it on another game, because I know that if I upgrade these characters to a certain degree, if I can't get in a good guild, I'm screwed. I'm never going to get Relic 8 materials. So yeah, if I don't get 6, I'm going to be, I'm going to be so annoyed, because I'm never going to be able to get them. I'm never going to be able to get the Executor or even attempt to go for Lord Vader, because for a very, very, very long time. Because right now I'm concentrating on the clone troopers so that I can do the cam mission. That's all I care about at the moment. And here's the thing. The only reason why I am doing that is because of my concerns with Conquest. Because I don't think that I'm going to be able to reach the box that gives me relicate materials. I think that is going to be a thing of the past for me personally. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, right, I need to get in a guild that's doing the Crankle. And the only way I'm going to be able to get into a guild that is doing the Crankle is if I can get into a guild that's doing cam missions. So I am going balls to the wall, all out on my clone troopers so that I can have a squad ready to do the cam mission, and then I can go shopping for another guild that's doing the Crankle that needs an extra person to get cam shards.
MPape78 says, first time chatter, welcome to the Escape Podcast. If I can't get crate 6, it will be beyond frustrating. I had just gotten my second Galactic Legend and was expecting to get the final crate. Then they made these changes. It's frustrating. I hear you. Now, another thing that I see coming from this is they have slowed us down. Normally, I'd be at the end of Sector 3 by now. They have slowed us down. There's no going back for rushing everything. But with the correct teams, they've made it easier overall. It's not like mark people 300 times and make sure the wind is blowing south.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mbappe is the guy that's in my fleet shard on the Pom-Pomtastic account.
Okay.
He got matched against somebody else. He got matched against somebody else, and I'm doing a live match with him tomorrow.
So we're essentially going to have a fight night of Fleet Shard members.
Yeah. Basically, it's a live match that I'll be broadcasting on the channel, but it's community members, not content creators. It's a community live GAC match, not a content creator one.
So do make sure that you check that out tomorrow right here on the Escape Podcast.
Yeah,
Twitch
we'll be going live at about 12 p.m. Central. So 1
p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a lot of fun. By the way, for some reason, Asuka Meow wants you to create an OnlyFans account.
Where did they say that?
That was in the chat just before or just after Mpapi.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'm scrolling back. I want to see this.
How do you respond to this?
What? OnlyFans? Would I do an OnlyFans? Well, of course I do an OnlyFans. OnlyFans is no different from Patreon. It's just known for adult content. You can be just a regular content creator that does, I don't know, music or singing or arts and crafts, or it doesn't matter what it is you're doing on OnlyFans. It's just OnlyFans. 90% of what OnlyFans is adult/risque content.
Yeah.
I would quite happily set up an OnlyFans and just do arts and crafts on it. But
that'd be fun.
It wouldn't get anything.
That would be really fun. I've still got my Thrawn sitting right over there. I'm sorry, in the cockpit of the Millennial Fulcrum.
Yeah.
But I look at it literally every day, and it makes me happy that I have a piece of original Nev art in the cockpit.
Ahsoka Meow, if just DM me if you want something cheeky. Just DM me.
All right, guys. on that note, we are going to move to story time with Uncle Thad, and then Uncle Thad will be joining us. That's what you get when you don't book a guest, Neil.
I tried.
After these messages right here on the Escape Podcast. HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Podcast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Thad and the Escape Podcast for kids. Today we're going to talk about Coruscant Underworld Police and where in the canon his kit comes from. As you know, the cup we have in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes represents a member of the Coruscant Underworld Police. At one time, the CUPD was one of the most elite fighting forces in the entire galaxy, rivaling the power of the Jedi Masters or a methed out murder bear. They took on criminal cartels, corrupt politicians, and various forms of prostitution. Additionally, they performed general maintenance and overall janitorial duties on levels 2 through 5,172 of the Coruscant Underworld. It's important to know that these cut cops were not all human. While humans were the most common species, they were not the only ones. Like Coruscant itself, the CUPD was composed of everyone from Wookiees to Ewoks, humans to Hutts, and Toydarians to Twi'leks. Officers of the CUPD were hardened from years of policing and janitorial duties in the underbelly of Coruscant. Many were veterans of different wars from across the galaxy. Some were sanitation specialists for species with atypical digestive systems. Regardless of their background, they were all exceptional, but their fall from grace was quick and nearly complete. You see, each year the Coruscant Underworld Police Department and the Coruscant Underworld Fire Department played a very heated game of Hutball. This game was sponsored by and took place at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. The individual departments would be so wrapped up in who would win and who would lose that all crime would go unpunished and all fires were left to rage during the game. It was like the Jedi Temple purge each year. No, that's not right. It was like a purge because of the Jedi Temple each year. Either way, You catch my meaning. The CUPD had lost 9 years running and weren't about to bring their streak to 10 years. All players were at the game, dressed and ready to kick a little butt, except for one. You see, Lieutenant Nimoy Alexander Dross, or Nard to his fellow Cups, was not allowed to participate in the HUT ball games. He was not coordinated, lacked depth perception of any kind, and generally smelled bad. Because of this, he was told to remain at headquarters during the game and clean the bantha cages. Because he was not at the Jedi Temple that day, Lieutenant Nard avoided the catastrophic explosion set off by Barriss Offee, but blamed on Ahsoka Tano. It is this Cup, Lieutenant Commander Nard, that we have in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, a grieving, incompetent, and uncoordinated Cup Cop. Now, let's go over his kit and see exactly how it transforms from canon to kit. While the CUPD was a police force and had ways of lethally subduing a subject, they never wanted to start with that. As I mentioned, this was, at a time, an elite fighting force who took on mobs and mafias. If you want information about that kind of stuff, you don't lead with lethality. The Cup in this game was given non-lethal weapons because one time he accidentally shot off the head tails of a superior officer. Cup's only special ability is to seemingly toss a stun grenade at his opponents, thus doing damage and lowering their offense. This is less of a stun grenade and more of a pity bomb for Nard. He was so bad at throwing that he would often miss his target and hit something absurdly unstunnable. Many of the villains in the Underworld of Coruscant felt so sorry for him that they didn't want to attack, and in fact would lower the power of their weapons by about 70%. Now, his only unique ability, non-lethal specialist, is kind of a funny one because it is quite possibly the most accurate ability ever given to a character in all of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. While Lieutenant Nard was never good at just about anything, his confidence in himself was through the roof. And whether it was the Force or just blind luck, everything he set out to do was able to be accomplished. Well, mostly. Well, actually, about 30% of the time. But anyways, that's all for me this week. Tune in next week for more story time with Uncle Thad on the Escape Podcast for Kids. Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Podcastaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. Paul, introduce our guest because people ain't going to recognize him.
Why not? Just like Troy McClure, you might recognize this creator from such shows as Talking Mando, Talking Picard, Breaking Bad Batch, and apparently a Fallout Boy video. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you going nerdy, Thaddeus.
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Yeah, we're good, mate.
I gotta take that off. It's way too hot in there. It is. I am sweating a lot. I mean, anyways.
I mean, you do that normally.
I do. If you ever see me at the gym, I'm like the guy you want to avoid because it's gross. That would have to mean that I would actually see you at a gym. That's true. I'd actually have to go to a gym for you to see me there. Typically, I don't. So how are you guys?
What's wrong with your earphones? Have you broken your earphones?
I may have stepped on them.
Oh, God. Earphones don't grow on trees.
We need to get Thaddeus back to affiliate status so he can buy himself a new pair of earphones.
Yes, indeed. I'm close, actually. For Twitch? It's like 100, right?
No, it's only 50 followers.
Is it? I'm there
then, man. You used to be there. You just didn't stream as much.
Yeah, I need to stream again. More. I know. It's the start of this school year for me, and everything's gone crazy. I was just telling these guys that before I even came down, I was building a bed frame for a kid, and it was like, this is a welcome break. Oh, I'm so glad to be here.
We get to have you for about 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So let's we talk about your account. Or we've talked about your account before.
Yes.
And has there been any changes in your SWGOH account that you are proud of since we last talked about 2-3 months ago?
I mean, I've made some real gains. I've been putting in the effort. This is my gym. Right, this is my shrine. So I have GL Kenobi completely unlocked. Wait, hold on, not completely unlocked. I don't have the ultimate yet. I wasted a lot of shards thinking I could do it on my own without looking it up or researching it. And finally, I was like, okay, I better figure out what I'm doing wrong. And it was so idiotic of me to have wasted that much. Anyway, so I'm Relic 5 with GL Kenobi, Relic 7 with Luke, Relic 7 with Kylo Ren. I've got almost all of my main bounty hunters to at least Relic 5. I feel really good about that. As far as the hunt for the Executor goes, I just need Boba to Relic 8? Is that where he's at right now? We have to get him to
Boba and Piet at Relic 8,
right.
Vader at 7, and the other bounty hunters at 5.
Yeah, so all the bounty hunters I have that are needed, they're all at 5. Right.
I would also recommend Cad Bane and IG8 and Cad Bane at Relic 5 as well.
Cad Bane is so here's my thing. Django 7, Relic 7, Bosk Relic 5, Boba Relic 5 will be Relic 6 tomorrow, maybe even tonight if I'm feeling like peckish, like I want to spend some money on crystals, kind of a thing. He's there almost. I've got Dengar here, and I got to say 100% agree with you both. I was listening to the show earlier. 100% agree. The punishing one is coming.
It has to be the ship.
It has to be the ship that's coming. It would be ridiculous if it didn't. Someone said it in the chat earlier. Forlom and Zuckuss. It's the same ship. You get 3 marquees right there, and you're spending. Right, people will spend for those 2. They're the only 2 that are left in that original bounty hunter group that aren't in the game. Right, that aren't the ones from the Empire Strikes Back. They're the ones that we don't have that we need.
I mean, it'd be nice. I just can't see it happening. Unless if they put Forlom and Zuckuss in the Book of Boba,
they will.
That would be the perfect excuse CG
Are they still alive
to put them in?
So, without spoiling anything in the comics, yes.
Okay, well, I mean, the comics. Do I have? I don't have the Forlom Zuckuss one there. And this is all taking place in between Empire and Last Jedi. So would they still be alive?
Oh, no, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Are they still going to be alive when it comes to post Empire days?
See, I don't necessarily think it matters because I think the Book of Boba Fett will be our first flashbacks in Star Wars. You had like force backs, you had visions and stuff, but like not a traditional flashback. If we have a traditional flashback, it would come in the form of Boba reminiscing about a day when he was younger, right? For those of you who don't know, the comic series, the War of the Bounty Hunters, is taking place right now and will end, like it runs its course right before the Book of Boba. Right.
That is true.
So it's leading to something. Now we know that it's leading to Boba recovering Han, delivering him to Jabba. Right. We know that that's where it's going to, roughly. And Forlom and so Zuckuss must die. See, I've only read, I think, the first one, maybe the first two. But I fully believe that we're going to be getting a lot of flashbacks or these connections in the Book of Boba, right? I disagree entirely with Nev as to I think he's dead on when it comes to a legendary Boba, Dad Bod Boba. I think he's dead on there, but that won't come until we have at least we have to first at least have almost said Zam Wessel. What's her face? Ninja lady who's a sniper.
Aura Singh.
No, not Aura Singh.
Oh, you're talking about the character played by Ming Na.
Ming Na's character. Right? She has to come to the game. Thank you, Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand has to come to the game, and I would be willing to bet maybe a Zeta. I'll start saving, but I'd be willing to bet a Zeta on something stupid.
You have a lot of Zeta bets unfulfilled.
Do I? What do I have unfulfilled?
But I just want to point out, did you get the director's cut of War of the Bounty Hunters?
No, I did not, but now I want to. That's awesome.
That Fennec Shand will be one of the marquees.
Yeah, I think but that's my point. She has to be one of the marquees. If Legendary Dad Bod Boba is coming to the game, Legendary Dad Bod Boba will come before the Book of Boba Fett. Or will at least be announced before the Book of Boba Fett.
No, he'll come. They'll do the Book of Boba Fett, and then CG will have their pick of characters. Fennec Shand will be one of them, and then they'll do 4 other marquees, and then that event will. Then they'll do a legendary event for Boba Fett, and you'll need all 5. You'll need all 5 marquees. Similar to the BAM event that you needed the 5 Mandalorian marquees, and there you go, that'll be it. And you'll need them at roughly the same gear level, and then people will go. But the thing is, people will probably go bonkers on them bounty hunters anyway, because the theory crafters will just, 5 bounty hunters and a legendary Boba Fett. The theory crafters will just start drooling. Yeah. They will. They will be drooling. Van Seal will be like just. It'll be like Homer wanting pork chops,
or any food, pig related.
So if they release a legendary character now, it's not going to be meta. Where is it? And they've overruled, if you will, anything that could be a possible killer of any kind of galactic legends. why even do legendaries now anymore anyway? In my opinion,
because it's fun.
What incentive?
Yeah.
Okay, you call it fun, but for the whales in it, other than having got to catch them all, this is where competitive Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes diverges from enjoyable Galaxy of Heroes.
I agree. Yeah,
the beauty with the legendary is you don't need to take the characters to Relic 7 or 8 in order to get the legendary.
Yeah.
They are characters put into the game for the beginners and for the intermediates. You've got to remember
they haven't been releasing anything for the beginners or intermediates, and the last thing that I know of is what we got next week with Beskar Mando.
Look, people came to the game. People came to the game for the first time as a result of maybe watching The Mandalorian.
Yeah, and
they want to be able to get bam. So it's easy enough for them to farm the Mandalorian characters and get bam. That is new players coming to the game's introduction to this is how you get legendaries. You collect 5 characters and then you go to a legendary event. Okay. You got to remember that the game's 5 years old. Somebody new to the game now isn't going to be thinking, I need to get the 5 Phoenix so that I can get Thrawn. They've come to the game because they've watched The Mandalorian. They've seen some advertisements for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and they want bam. And the same will be, you can say the same for the Book of Boba. People will watch the Book of Boba and they'll be like, oh, there's a game where I can get this Boba Fett, and they'll come to the game and they'll farm or buy the 5 marquee characters so that they can get, the Boba from the Book of Boba. And as they stay, their retention thing, if they spend money, then they'll go back and do the other thing. We're 5 years into, we're over 5 years into this game now. I mean, we're coming up to the 6th anniversary. But people that come into the game now aren't necessarily watching YouTube and Twitch videos. They're not on the forums. They've just come into the game. I mean, I didn't watch content the first year I was playing this game. I didn't have a Scoobies. I was just doing what I fancied doing. There's going to be a lot of new people coming to the game that will be coming in based off movies and TV shows that they watch. I'll get you watch this shipload of content that we were supposed to get this year. You watch the shipload of content that we get in the game after we get the Rogue Squadron movie. And that's, that is now the new formula because of Disney Plus and because of Filoni and because of Favreau bringing us new TV shows and bringing us a Star Wars universe. That is how the characters are going to come to the game from now on, because they know that people will spend money. They'll be sellers. That gone are the ways of someone new coming to the game now and thinking, I'll start off with Phoenix, I'll start off with Geos. Someone that's new to the game that comes straight to YouTube and Twitch and the forums and listens to advice and listens to, oh, okay, so if I want to do well in this game, I need to go down this route. That's not going to be all of the base. People are going to come in and think, I want the Mando characters, I want the Book of Boba characters, I want the characters from this movie, that TV show.
Yeah. Neo Venom says if people look at what you get with Phoenix, both directly and indirectly, they wouldn't hate on them as much. My wife started playing this game. Christy's playing this game. And she just got to level 67 last night, I believe it is. She's excited. She's been going after Phoenix and enjoying herself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I don't agree with Nev very often. In fact, I try my hardest to not, because I think it's fun to mess with him that way. But Nev, I think he's right on. Like, there is a level of churn, and I think a lot of people quit because it is 5 years old. Who is it? It's I'm looking at the chat right now. Asuka Meow said that like after 5 years, that's a long time. Many people don't hold a job for more than, I've never held a job for 5 years, period. Like I've done things for 5 years, but never, and so like, that's a legit thing. Keeping people's attention is hard, right? So CG, and I think they do a decent job at balancing bringing in new difficult level content for in-game players, but they also have to remember that there are new players, right? Like Nev said, those players who just watched Mandalorian and who's like, I want to play this, and they'll play it for 6 months and then leave for a year and then come back and like, oh yeah, I played it a while ago, I'll play it again, right? I have that with some certain mobile games that I will not mention at this time because the name escapes me.
I was going to say, this isn't like the other show where we're barred from mentioning.
No, it's that one game that like you can have like 3 billion characters. It was Arnold always. He used to host it on his show as like a Raid. Yeah, Shadow Legends. Like I'll quit for 6 months at a time. But then I'll come back and I'll be like, oh, this game's not blocked by my school's district policy. I can play it on BlueStacks while I'm at work and I don't have to pay attention. I mean, I won't say that out loud because I don't want to get fired, obviously, but hence why I've never kept a job for more than 5 years. But like they have to balance things out, right? And I think they're doing an okay job at revamping for new players. The journey guide is a huge help. And I think it's changed the way a new player looks at the game. Definitely different than what we used to see, and I don't think everything has to be meta. I think that they will do just fan service. Like Paul, you mentioned earlier in the show, I think you're wrong. I don't want you to be, but I think you're wrong that Hondo is coming. I mean, there's evidence to support that potentially. I will say, if you're looking at like the login character for the month is the ship, it's Clone Wars era. The latest two for the every weekly shipment were 2 Clone Wars characters. I mean, if they're going to spend time in the Clone Wars area, might as well bring us Hondo, right? I mean, I think, but if they do, it will 100% be fan service. I mean, they themselves want Hondo as fans.
Right.
Both
Doja
Hondo
and Crumb have said to me they want Hondo. Why they're not listening to them is beyond me.
Yeah. And I think but that's the thing. I've said this many times. I'm not a whale. I consider myself maybe I've gotten a little whalier. I've gained some blubber over the 5 years for sure. I used to call myself an aggressive minnow, right? Because I wasn't a whale, but I'd spend $20 every couple of months, every month or something like that. But like now I'm a little more aggressive than I used to be. I'm hoping my wife's not watching. I think she's asleep, so I don't think I have to worry about it. But that's the thing. When Hondo comes out, I'll whale. I will hardcore whale on Hondo.
I'm right there with you.
Like I absolutely will. I may start doing $20 every 2 weeks so that I have crystals in preparation for a Hondo whale. But I think right now everything's pointing to bounty hunters. We're leading up to the Book of Boba Fett. We have 2 missing bounty hunters from the Empire Strikes Back, Forlom and Zuckuss. I think by bringing in more ships, and again, they've talked about a shipload of content. If they bring in the Executor, they bring in the Punishing One, they bring in Forlom and Zuckuss, and then they bring in their ship right there. That's 4 new characters that people are willing to work towards. Now, my ADHD is going to bring me full circle. Okay. And I'm going to say I am 2 characters, 3-ish characters away from getting the Executor. 3. I have a relic. 3, that crappy ship guy. the TIE fighter pilot.
That was the one that made me go, huh? Why in the world would you do that? Because I've found that it's more advantageous to have, and this is another one where it helps you in a mirror match. Mm-hmm. The TIE Reaper actually helps.
TIE Reaper is going to be connected to Thrawn. Wasn't the TIE Reaper his baby?
No, his was the TIE. That was the TIE Defender.
Oh, that's right.
I'm talking about the Gar Saxon Imperial Super Commando ship.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it removes turn meter from your opponent. So if you're in a mirror executor match, pulling that in, you can get your Death Star off first.
That's a good point. I honestly, I think
Gauntlet Starfighter. You are right, Rayrock. My apologies.
Yeah, TIE Defender was Thrawn's baby. Okay. Thank you, Helenix. I honestly think that everything that they're doing right now is pushing towards the Book of Boba Fett. Everything Star Wars is doing right now, with the exception of the High Republic, is pushing towards Boba Fett. Not a whole lot of people care about the High Republic. So I guess not bad. It's just not great Star Wars storytelling. People care about the Book of Boba. People care about the Mandalorian, and they care about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That's what they care about. What's going on, and they don't care about the books. They don't, unfortunately. There's a lot of really good books that have come out so far. Thrawn is one of them. I've said this over and over and over again. And Nev, you and I have talked about this. Thrawn is going to play a role somehow in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, but that's going to be it's going to be at the extended universe. That's why I keep saying Mara Jade. Jade will be in the Book of Boba. Because Talon Card will be, because they, if it plays out the way I think it will play out, so bounty hunters, pirates, scoundrels, the scum of the earth, big old, inter-gang warfare, then pirates and bounty hunters from all across the galaxy are going to be involved, and I can just see Talon Card, whose number 2 is Mara Jade, doing something at the end of the Book of Boba. Because we know about Wayland and we know about Mount Tantis, we know that, the rumor is that they've done that in the Bad Batch so that they can bring it into the existing. And I just see Mara Jade and Talon Card at the end of the Book of Boba as the post-credit scene on the bridge of their ship, and then all of a sudden the Chimera comes into shot and a hologram of Thrawn blasts up and the entire Star Wars world just goes nuts. Because it would be bigger, and they're not taking anything away from the end of season 2 of Mando. It would be bigger than the end of the season 2 of Mando, because everybody would be like, oh my God, it's Thrawn.
You said you wanted to see that at the end of season 2 with Thrawn's hologram. We ended up getting Luke.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to point out here, Mustang Groot says Thrawn originally appeared in the books, but we didn't see him in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes until he was a cartoon in Rebels.
Yep. So it wasn't until Rebels was announced that Thrawn actually came in. I correct me if I'm wrong, but the only non-canon characters that we have are the members of Republic Revans. No, we have Old Republic Revans are canon. Old Republic Revan and Malak is canon now. It's incredibly obscure canon.
It's because of references in the visual guides.
But that's canon. That's canon. References in the visual guides. So what we're speaking of, for anyone who doesn't know, Darth Bane, yes, is canon because he was brought in the Clone Wars. Yoda meets him as a Force ghost. But Revan is brought in because in the visual guides for episode 9, I believe, there are legions of First Order stormtroopers or something to that effect that are named the Revan and the Malak or something. Again, something like that. But they use their name. And in that, it says this is an homage to Old Republic stuff. So it does bring it back. Any book that has been released like that is officially canon. Now, they could throw it out and say it's not canon. Disney has a love of overriding what's been written and then rewriting it again and say, like, oh, no, never mind. That didn't happen that way. We'll go with it this way, right? And so, like, that's possible. That's absolutely possible. But other than that, it's Sith Lady Traya, and those Sith plus the members of the Old Republic, the rest of the members of the Old Republic, right? Those are the only characters in this game that are not officially canon. You know, the rest are in one form or another. And so I don't know. You're right though. Like, Thrawn came in as a cartoon. He came in because they brought him in with Rebels, which was awesome, and we all loved Rebels. Or, you know, hindsight, but Rebels was awesome. And if you didn't like it, go watch it again and change your mind. Like the Thrawn seasons were amazing. The Thrawn books that have come out are amazing.
I'm still halfway through the second. I have to finish it before Lesser Evil.
So I've read. I say I've read.
Good.
The great are good. The Lesser Evil comes out November 16th.
Yeah.
I have read the first prequel. Oh crap! The Chaos Rising, 3 times. The second prequel twice, and I know I am just going to burn through the greater good.
Lesser Evil.
The Lesser Evil. I've read the greater good like 3 times. It's so good. Like, it's such a good story. But because it's so well crafted, and it's Timothy Zahn. I mean, the man is an excellent writer, and he tells a phenomenal story.
We're not worthy.
We're not.
The next time I meet him, I'm so doing that from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Alice Cooper. The next time I meet Timothy Zahn, I'm so doing Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World.
We're not worthy. Just trying to get him back on the show. He opened to the show today for you, Neil.
I know.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, I don't know. I really do like where they've gone with him. As we've discussed, the rumor has that Zahn or that Thrawn will be part of this new Book of Boba because of what's going on, right? I'm excited for these coming months, right? Not just as a Star Wars fan, but if what I assume is happening is going to happen, they're building towards the Book of Boba. And if they do, in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, bounty hunters all the way down.
So can't wait for the trailer to drop for the Book of Boba.
November is what I understand.
Did you watch the trailer for the anime show?
I did. I watched it a couple times.
You had talked about, I just want to point this out before we wrap up. You had gotten upset that the guy called it anime.
Me?
Yeah. Or it was somebody that we were talking to. I was rewatching the making of Mandalorian, the first season. And Filoni said anime as well, and I just cringed.
I mean, we can't all be classy. And I think that's why we like Filoni. He's like the working man of Star Wars. We can connect with him. Anyone who wears a cowboy hat without irony, you gotta give mad props to, you know. But yeah, I did see it. I'm both excited to see what they do with it, and I'm also glad that it's not canon. Because I mean, 6 different studios, I think it's really interesting, right? So I don't know. I'm excited to see. It comes out soon, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes out this month. By the way, I just figured out the name for our show.
Yes.
If you take Book of Boba and just, and shorten it to B-O-B.
Bob.
Neil, I think you'll like this.
Boba.
We're going to call the show Bob's Your Uncle.
Bob's Your Uncle with Escape Podcast and Go Nerdy.
Bob. Bob's Your Uncle. Thaddeus, what do you got coming up on your channel, my friend? It's always good to catch up with you, and we love spending time with you.
So I am going to put together a how-to on why I suck at unlocking General Kenobi. I'm going to show you what I did wrong, and what you can do to not be like me. Also, I'm going to stream my my GAC probably tomorrow morning. Really excited about that. I'll just get up, still wearing pajamas, grab a drink and come on down and start playing. So
it's a Saturday of a long weekend. It's a perfect time to stream.
Indeed.
Don't care. You didn't do a report last week.
So are you ready for this?
What's your excuse?
No, I have no excuse. No excuse. But here's the thing. Report 1, okay, this week. I went up against
No. I don't want to hear. No.
This is really good.
Report.
This is really good. You'll love it, Nev. You'll love it. You'll love this. It's a prequel. It's a preview of the report. So last week I went up against an auto defense by a guy named Psycho, and it was the only one that I won, right? Because it was an auto deploy, and so I was looking at my mashup this week, and I thought to myself, man, this guy's name looks really, really familiar. And I started doing everything that Nev told me to do. Look at what kind of player he is. Is he over 500,000? Is he less than 500,000? But I didn't check SWGOH.gg, and I didn't review my own material because it's the exact same player. And so I set up like a great defense for an auto deploy that I should have known was coming.
So you got another auto deploy.
No, I am yes, but what I'm really saying is I got a victory. Not a full clear, but I did my best. So
there you go.
There we go.
Nev.
So to find out what happens the rest of the week, tune into GA Center when Thad will write a report for Neil to read.
This time.
Okay. Just making sure, because it's the final week of the season. You got to do that.
I will. I totally will. This time.
Any final questions for Thaddeus before we put him in an escape pod?
Just put him in a pod.
If you put me in the escape pod, Nev, just please make sure that there's oxygen in there.
Sure.
All right, guys. Coming up after this, if you are a Patreon, get your questions in the Patreon's choice section on our Discord. If you are not a Patreon, you can spend channel points to ask a question in the 4th segment. It can be on anything. We will answer it, and we will do this right after these messages and the latest episode of Helly and the Noob right here on the Escape Pod cast. Remember to smile.
And stay nerdy.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
And now time for something completely shameless.
A few hours have passed since we last encountered our intrepid interlopers. Cartoon Hellenix and his droid companion N00B decided to take a short detour on their trip from the Outer Rim world Rune to the Ecumenopolis Coruscant, pit-stopping on the industrial planet Corellia. Corellia is the adoptive homeworld of the vile Salty Spartan, and, coincidentally, the home of the galaxy's best space gyros, as voted by a bunch of Gamorrean food snobs on Insta-Hologram. We pick up our short story as the two fugitives walk back to their ship, which is incidentally parked in a yellow zone.
Can we please hurry up?
Meatbag. Relax, newbie. We're going.
We can't keep stalling, Hellenix. My scans of the
HoloNet
indicate that DC-14 has sent even more agents after us.
Noob.
Yes, Hellenix?
I said relax, droid. What are you so worried about?
I don't know, Hellenix. Maybe it was that
bounty hunter
we ran into back at the BZ Grill. As I just told you 5 minutes ago, if I'm scanning the
HoloNet,
and if I know we are now listed as the galaxy's most wanted criminals, then
other people
will also know this and come after us in hopes of being paid some kind of massive reward.
And like I told you, newbie, I could not fly past my homeworld without making a quick pit stop for some space grub. Everybody knows Helly can't resist a good space gyro. You know, one with everything on it. With the onions and the tomatoes and the salt and the pepper and the oregano and tons of tzatziki sauce. Ooh, and the space fries wrapped into the gyro itself. It's literally irresistible to all carbon-based life forms who also happen to have taste buds.
Hellenix.
Yes, noob.
Isn't it pronounced space?
Gyros? Are you seriously trying to correct how I pronounce Greek words, newbie?
You do realize most of our audience
doesn't speak Greek. Our audience is smart, noob. They'll get the gist of my insult.
Our audience is indeed smart, and Hey!
Wait a second.
Why did you just insult me in Greek, Hellenix? I'm always at my best. It's part of my programming.
Relax, newbie. I'm just jabbing at you. You know what I said wasn't all that insulting. Sheesh.
Spartan.
Hey, Shaman, my man.
We don't
have time
for this, Hellenix. We can't make another pit stop. We simply
must keep moving. Chill, newbie. The Victorious Viking is my guy. I don't care who's after us. I'm stopping to say hello to my friend. What's up, you old space wizard?
Following the will of the Force as always. I felt a tremor in the aether, and it guided me here, where now I see you. The mystical realm predicted our encounter.
Ooh, this sounds intriguing. Tell us more.
Oh, jeez.
At dawn, I was struck with a vision. In my vision, I was leading a ragtag group of warriors through the jungles of Felucia. One of them was a super hot blue-skinned Twilight Bull. So anyway, we arrived at a clearing in the jungle, and there, in front of us, shone a brilliant beam of light. It was so bright, I was forced to turn my head and shield my eyes. I looked back at the party I was leading, and to my shock, the brave warriors were all gone. In their place was a battle-damaged, obviously scared, kinda pathetic, seemingly short-circuiting, teeny, little PK series droid. Kneeling down as if suffering from mechanical failure, I sensed his sadness. I felt its pain. I returned my gaze to the beam of light, and as I did, it was extinguished. And in its place, I saw an ancient Jedi temple, now corrupted, and in disrepair. And there, at its entryway, stood a lone, small, sad little mouse, staring at me, as if I stole its cheese.
And then what happened?
I don't know. The vision ended.
Oh.
But now, I see you, Hellenics of you all, accompanied by that same droid, here, on Corellia. This is the droid I was looking for.
Coincidence?
No, Spartan. Providence.
Well, you know what that means.
I have a
bad feeling
about this.
Stop being so pessimistic, droid. I think our duo should become a trio. What do you say, Shaman, my man? Wanna join our ragtag group of warriors? We could always use a wise old sage to lead us on our journey. We're headed to the capital on Coruscant.
Lennox?
Jeez, noob, what do you want?
Don't you think it's a bad idea to have a guy who's wearing a helmet with
Viking horns
on it, leading us to
the galactic capital?
I can't see any rational being having any objections with this idea, newbie. Besides, I said it during the last episode. I intend to piss everyone off over the course of the next few months. Now shut your trap and let's get on with the skit. Okay?
There he is. Time to attack him.
Noob, we're under attack!
Wait, why does everything suddenly look like a SWGOH PvP battle? We've been attacked plenty times before, and
not once
has this type of overlay appeared.
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, newbie.
I know.
Don't think about it.
Alright, boys, let's get this battle started. Okay, looks like this is going to be a turn-based system with each of us having a basic move, a special move, and a summoning move, I guess.
But SWGOH doesn't have any summoning moves, Lennox.
Stop over-analyzing the episode, newbie, and start reading these Rock Eyes kits. There may be something important hidden in there. Check their speeds versus ours. Who's going first?
I go first. Pebble throw 1.
Ow!
I'm next. Pebble throw 2.
Hey! Do you guys mind? Sheesh.
Are you injured, Spartan?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Those two pebbles literally took like 1 hit point each off my health and protection. I'm fine, but getting beamed in the head like that was annoying as hell. Anyway, newbie, looks like you're up next.
I will first read the descriptions for all my moves before attempting to use them.
No time to read, noob. Just do a basic.
All right, I guess.
Here goes nothing.
Stealth? That's your basic move? You run and hide. It figures. Whatever. All right, it's my turn. And shameless self-promotion.
And you were complaining about my basic Lennox, while your basic is literally just you
saying your catchphrase?
At least I actually did something. All you ever do is talk.
Just talk? Why, I oughta.
Rest easy, comrades. I know all my moves. I actually put in the effort, unlike a certain unnamed Laconian gamer. You see, I play all 5 of my daily squad arena battles. I participate in all my guilds' TWs, and I actually try during my GACs. On my basic, I throw my hammer.
Whoa, cool! Is that real life Mjolnir?
No, young one. This is mod limit. But yeah, it works pretty much the same as Thor's mallet.
Oh, great. Now, why didn't that cause any damage?
Get good, losers.
Jeez, would you two morons just stop throwing tiny little pebbles at my dome?
Well, folks, looks like we've run out of time for this episode of the poorly animated pseudo-cartoon, Helly and the Noob. Tune in next time to see if the lethargic Laconian can muster up an attack other than his basic. Let's face it, folks, saying shameless self-promotion has never really hurt anyone, not even their feelings. Will the noob be able to come up with an idea better than going into stealth? Will the victorious Viking shaman find a way to use his hammer that actually causes some damage? Find out if the salty Spartan has in him what it takes to beat these two rock creatures. I know we're all on the edge of our seat, waiting to find out. Who am I kidding? I'm not. If you want the answer to these questions, and many more, make sure to stay tuned to the Escape Pod cast every Friday night, so you don't miss another episode of Helly and the Noob.
The Escape Pod cast The Bridge.
And welcome back, ladies and gents. It's time for some Patreon's questions. We do love this part.
I loved Bones' reaction to seeing the animation that Hellenix put into Helly and the Noob this episode. It's great. It's absolutely great. I especially love in the episode the pebble throw that takes off 1 hit point of damage of Hellenix.
Okay, Zaz, what would I have? You know, if I had a cunning plan that was so cunning, it won first. It was better than a cunning plan that came first in a competition for cunning plans.
There's your reference for you.
There's your reference.
There's your reference for you. And that for those listening, we do have a we have a scroll of our Patreons and people that we give special thanks to, and we change Zaz's name every single month. It's an ongoing joke. So hop over to YouTube or hop over to Twitch and read those intros every month. All right, Patreon's only questions. Name 5 characters you would bring to the game. Obviously, my first one would be Hondo Onaka. Mm-hmm. I would love to see Admiral Aralani, who is in the new Thrawn trilogy. I would like to see Darth Bane in this game. I really would like to see Darth Bane in this game. I would also like to see a customizable character that you get to play as. You know, it's when I first heard about the Revans, I thought that you played as Revan and either you ended up in one camp or you ended up in the other camp. So I didn't think that it would be a Jedi Revan and a Darth Revan. I was thinking you played as Revan and then you chose, were you going to go light? Were you going to go dark? That would have been great. And I guess my 5th character would have to be, I don't know, just to see Nev smile, Darth Talon.
And that would make Dylar smile more than me. No, it's quite simple. It would be Mara Jade, Jaina Solo, Jason Solo, Tag and Bink.
Speaking of Tag and Bink, I picked up the comic the other day.
Yeah, I saw. That's a very, very rare find. Is that they are very much like Rocking Horse Doo-Doo. Yeah, they are not easy to find. I mean, I must admit, I picked up a couple of good comics. I picked up a couple of really, really good comics last week. I picked up some Civil War. But 2 comics that I picked up, it's just sent a shiver down my spine. Was I picked up 1 and 2 of Lobo's Back. So, yeah.
There you go. Name 3 ships you would introduce. Well, since it hasn't been mentioned, punishing one, I would also like to see the TIE Defenders. And I think I'm gonna leave the obvious one that you're gonna say for you. My 3rd ship that I would introduce, the Decimator, the Imperial Decimator. They need a Falcon type ship.
I would say the Soulless one, because it'd be nice to have another Separatist ship.
Well, we did have it. It is in the game.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but it's not playable.
It's not playable.
So I would say, yeah, the Soulless one. I would say the Soulless one, the Wild Card, which is Talon Card's capital ship, because it'd be nice to have just a bounty hunter capital ship, and the Lady Luck, which is Lando Calrissian's ship.
I did not hear a red 5 out of you.
Yeah, because that's it. That you said ones that I would like to have in the game. Red 5 will inevitably come to the game at some point. I don't think. I mean, I think the Red 5 will. I think Red 5 will be. Red 5 and a jumpsuit Luke will be part of a
executor counter.
No, not an exit. Well, I mean, it would be an executor counter, but I think it'll be part of the 40th anniversary stuff that they throw into the game in 2023.
All right.
They'll show some love for the
challenge.
Sorry, it's just showing love for it's showing love for the original trilogy, just like they showed love for the original trilogy during the 40th anniversary of Empire.
All right. One thing you would change about challenges that would make it more enjoyable.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that you would.
Don't know. Don't care. Go back in time and remove all of the hype for challenges. That's what they could do. They could, or they could throw themselves on the sword and say, "Look, we're sorry that we hyped it up and it wasn't what you expected. We're really, really, really sorry. What can we do to make it better?"
What would your answer be to that then?
I don't know, because I don't play it enough to know what would make it better. I don't know, because I do not play it enough to know what would make it better.
I'd like to, if you red box it, remove the modifiers so you can sandbox.
There you go.
Do you think Spaceball characters should be temporarily added to the game as an April Fool's event?
I mean, it'd be funny, but no. Because they would put
the answer is no, should they?
No,
but
I'm going to say,
would it be amazing? Yes.
I'm going to say no, because they'd have to take them away. And I wouldn't want to be given something that they then have to take away. So for me, it's a no. You do not screw around with Spaceballs fandom, and you can't give us something as a joke and then take it away. It's very disrespectful.
And Zaz's final question: once the pandemic is passed, will there be an Escape Podcast community gathering organized? And if so, where? Well, Danku offered to do that in Idaho, but I would like to get together with some con-going people, either at Celebration or San Diego Comic-Con or New York City Comic-Con. But Midwest would probably be where it would happen, honestly. So I can pick up Nev along the way.
And to be perfectly honest with you, it would be better if it was just some nondescript festival, so that we could do camping. That would be the best and the easiest way, I think, of doing it. Because a Comic Con type event just comes with a lot.
We'd be all doing our things.
Yeah. It would come with a lot of baggage, but just some random festival in the middle of a field where we can all pitch tents and sit around a fire pit and, you know, smoke, drink, and be merry. That would be more fun.
All right. Pick people, whether they be real or fictional, throughout time, of all time and space, to come together to solve a problem. They cannot be from the same decade, or if they're fictional, they can't be from the same fandom. 5 people, and what's the problem?
Okay. You see that's not one that you can just throw an answer off the top.
I know that. I was looking at that too. What I'm thinking, how about this, Neil? How about we take this question and we think about it and come back next week, first thing on Patreon's Choice.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that, yeah. Because it takes some thought, this one.
All right. Salacious Dumb asked a question with channel points. If you owned a seedy bar located in Nar Shaddaa, what's its name and signature drink?
What's its name and signature drink? I would go with. Okay, so the signature drink would be milk of the Bantha, and it would be a shot of Bailey's, a shot of Tia Maria, a shot of Malibu, crushed ice, and full fat milk. Because I've made that and it tastes awesome.
So what's the name of this bar?
The name of the
Ye Old Fish and Chips.
Yeah, no, because that wouldn't make any sense in a Star Wars universe. Because fish and chips would be.
Neither does half the words.
Yeah, the pub would be called. I don't know, the pub that time forgot.
The pub that time forgot. So mine would be the Rustic Wookiee, and the drink would be Bantha Poodoo.
You see, yeah, but you don't know what would be in that.
Good.
Yeah, you don't know. You see, I already had a drink and then I gave it a name. You're just coming up with what? I mean, what?
I don't drink. I'm Mormon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Good point.
All right. Which would you add into the game and why? Ewok Glider, Space Worm, or Zombie Clone? I would go Zombie Clone just to give Galactic Republic clone troopers a zombie.
I would go with Space Worm, because you could have a lot of fun with the specials on that one.
Infect another character and play and have it join your allies?
No, well, you could have Num Nums eat a ship. So special, the ultimate would be Num Nums, where you just eat a ship, like Thrawn's insta-kill. So, the Space Worm would have, just give lots and lots of defense and lots of health and protection regen. And, it would just have one special, which would be Num Nums. So one would be, cleanse. A second would be, add 25 or 50% health and protection to everybody. And then its ultimate would be Num Nums, where it would just eat a ship.
All right. That is going to do it for us today. We will catch you guys who are Patreons or our Twitch subs in the after show. Speaking of Twitch subs, Lego94, thank you for becoming a subscriber. Make sure that you link your Discord and Twitch to enjoy those benefits. And join our Discord server for that. Geek Girl cheered 290 bits while we were interviewing Thad. Thank you very much for that, Geek Girl. Nev, what do you got coming up on the channel? Other than your GAC, you have what tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow I have a community GAC showdown. Going to be hosting a live match on the channel between two people in Pom Pom Tastics Fleet Shard. I might have more because 3 people from the Fleet Shard got put in the in the group of 8, but 2 of them are playing tomorrow, Nosy and Pape. So tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central, midday Central, I will be hosting a live fight between the 2 of those gentlemen, and then the rest of the week is GAC. I'll do my my round 2, and then obviously at the end of the weekend I'll do my round 3 in my chase for the top 10, which I don't think I'm going to make, but I will still try. And then we'll have the season 3 finale of GA Center on Wednesday of next week, because it's always an extra day because CG give everybody an extra 24 hours to complete the feats. So
yes.
Yeah, and that will be me for the week.
Yeah, so Wednesday or Thursday, worst case scenario.
Yes.
If there's any, because we want to make sure we have final numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For me, tomorrow, I will be going to possibly a music festival tomorrow here in Houston. But there is also a little bit of Vault 37 action this coming week as we try to complete Lego Indiana 2 and move on to Lego Harry Potter in the every game 100% Lego challenge that Mrs. Anthony, Critty K, and I have been doing, and maybe a little bit more GAC if the last match isn't too strange. But other than that, should be fun. We'll see what comes of this week. It is a long U.S. holiday week, so we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any final words, Neil?
No, we're all good to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, be nice to each other. Damn it. We'll see you next time. Neil?
Yeah.
Push the button.
Will do. Toodles, everybody.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gotta be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.